Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you are watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, yesterday, more than one lorry full of heavily armed police officers was sent to former CS for Interior Fred Matiang'i's home in Karen. And after those police officers reaching that home, they literally surrounded the building, and actually, Fred Matiang'i was automatically under a house arrest, as simple as that. But then, according to Azimio, they responded by sending more than 200 lawyers to go and surround Freddy Okengo Matiang'i to protect him, such that these police officers will not get a chance to plant any evidence in Freddy Matiang'i's house as an exhibit for any case they want to put on Freddy Matiang'i. And Raila Odinga, in the company of other Azimio leaders, Akina Jeremiah Kiona and the team, they moved to Freddy Matiang'i's home very quickly. And this is what Raila Odinga said. Let me just read what he tweeted. Dr. Freddy Matiang'i is a former interior CS, and civility demand that the illegitimate regime in place accord him due process and his right. We will not allow the dark days of repression to return. We shall stand with him to the end. I am not leaving Dr. Matiang'i's home tonight until this matter is resolved. He can count on our support and solidarity as Azimio. Haramu haita lala, Kenya ni kubwa kushinda mtu yeyote moja. Kenya is bigger than any single individual. Now, Danson Omar is leading the lawyers who are defending Freddy Matiang'i, and this is what he had to say about this case.
Of the cabinet secretary. My client is holed up. Have you been able to access him? I have been with him. I've left with him. Yeah. My client is holed up as if he's a fugitive in his own country. This is a former minister in charge of security. This is a former minister in charge of the police. This is a minister who has served the citizens of this country. Civility must be retained. We can't have a rogue government that comes at the midnight to arrest the former CS. If they want the former CS, and that's what we are telling everybody, we will provide him to where they want him.
Now, we want to discuss the reason why William Ruto was sending police officers to arrest Matiang'i. And again, we want to compare the arrest of Matiang'i vis-a-vis the current situation in this country as far as security is concerned. But before we go deep into that, just a quick request for those who are watching and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our channel subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give our video a thumbs up. Thank you, and back to this discussion. Now, the emerging information from ground is that even the police officers who were at Freddy Matiang'i's home at night, they did not have even any idea why they were sent to arrest Freddy Matiang'i. They don't have idea. And that's why now, even the ESCC boss, Mbarak, is saying, he's denying the situation that they have not asked for any arrest of Freddy Matiang'i, if it is a matter to do with the recovery of any item. So there is no any plan to raid his home or to do any search in his compound. They're not aware. So after some times, these police officers were recalled. So they had to leave the Freddy Matiang'i home, because again now, when Raila Odinga arrives, you have nothing to do there. If you had a mission, that mission, it is going to fail totally. That's the truth of the matter. So they decided to leave the home. But then there are serious questions we want to ask here, which we need also to analyze. This William Ruto government, as much they are sending police officers to Freddy Matiang'i home, do we have enough security in this country? These people are trying to fool Kenyans. And we need to be very careful. some of the arrests they are putting on Fred Matiang'i, it could just be a kind of stage manage. Because as we will be discussing Fred Matiang'i issue, if you're not careful to check on the market, maybe certain commodity price is going to go high. They might increase. You will be discussing Freddie Matiang'i, but then they are bringing in other things. So you just discover, so they did something and you are not aware when it was happening. Or if not the price of a certain commodity, then there could be something that needs to be conceived quickly from the public eye. So by the time you will be discovering that thing has been done, dusted and settled. So these two might be the reason. Because it might not be even the right time for we are not to think about arresting Matiang'i. Ama ni kwa sababu Mheshimiwa Uhuru alimpea ile nafasi ya kuongoza wale former cabinet in Magoha's burial arrangement. We had a government which had neglected, but Uhuru Kenyatta in his own wisdom, he called on Matiang'i to lead the team into arranging where necessary they need to help in Magoha's burial, because that was the government that employed Magoha. This was the team that worked with Magoha. William Ruto did not work with Magoha. He did not even want to give him a job. Visasi ni za nini? So there is something they are trying to do here, so that you put your focus more on Matiang'i. But then they have already done what they want to do. Hide something from public or hiking the price of certain commodity. By the time we discovered it, it is done. But then we are asking serious questions in this country. Why would William Samoei Ruto go for someone who served in the government and he has retired? Alikataa kumpea kazi yako nyumbani na bila atafuta kazi zingine. If there is a mistake Matiang'i has done, then you give us someone. He will appear. If you refuse, then that's the time you will use the court to give a warrant of arrest. They have not tried that. They literally just walk to his home and put him under house arrest. One lorry full of heavy armed police officers at Matiang'i, and then in the same government, we are being told that somewhere in Baringo, bandits managed to raid a village, kill 4 people, then walk away with the goats. Wameenda na kondoo, ni mbuzi. Wanakuja kwa kijiji wanaua watu, wanaenda na mbuzi. And from the place where the CS point here, Kithure Kindiki, was addressing a meeting, is merely 60 kilometers from where they were riding. So our policy, is this not misuse of public funds? Arresting Matiang'i, you will need a full vehicle with heavily armed police officers. When Kenyans are also dying in Turkana, bandits are disturbing Kenyans in Turkana. So where do we need these police officers? Is it in the Karen where Matiang'i is staying? One man whom you could just arrest without drama, if you need to, if you have evidence. We are seeing somewhere in Narok where a sub-county police commander by the name Fred Shihandu, Shirandu, something like that. Shihundu. Fred Shihundu, who is a police commander, was kidnapped, abducted by bandits. And they flew away with him just from his home when he was opening gate to enter. When I enter na in Narok. So where do we need this security? Ni Karen kwa Matiang'i ama wananchi wapewe nini? Kama polisi anahangaishwa kwa kiasi hii, what about the common mwananchi? Where is our priority? Why do we have this rogue government that think about impunity of just few individuals at expense of risking lives of Kenyans. Why should Kenyans die in the hand of bandits when William Ruto and his government are sending heavily armed police officers? Wapeleka sijui walikuwa wanapeleka security ama ilikuwa ni arrest ya Matiang'i. Lori mzima ya askari. Where is our priority? Na mtu kama Kithure Kindiki should now start asking himself questions. What about when he will leave office? If he will take such orders, they are doing this to Matiang'i, who was serving in the position he is in now. What about when he leaves? What will happen to him? This is also a lesson they have to learn. That's why you see when Kithure Kindiki, I know personally he is not comfortable with this situation. They are being forced to do so. Kithure Kindiki is a lawyer of a reputation. He understands what can happen to him also. And they can never be comfortable with this situation. But now they are being forced to do what? Take that direction. And if Ruto want to tell us that he's fighting corruption, really, how do you start with Matiang'i when the next man sitting next to you, Rigathi Gachagua alipewa milioni 2 zetu, our money, 200 million. The money was frozen because there was a case in the court, active case, about corruption. But when they took over power, they intimidated the judges, they intimidated the DCI, they intimidated the DPP. The case was withdrawn. If he's fighting corruption, let him start with the Rigathi Gachagua. Let him bring our money back. We need our 2 million shillings. 2 million shillings, then you will rudishia Rigathi Gachagua or rudishia ni pesa ya wananchi. Before you make Kenyans to believe that you are arresting Matiang'i, you are fighting corruption, first of all, start with the people next to you. Watu wengi wameachiliwa cases. So, there's no way William Ruto can convince any Kenyan that they are fighting corruption. Never, 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 never. Mheshimiwa Ruto, wacha kutudanganya. Wacha kudanganya wa Kenya. There's nothing like fighting corruption. And that's why these officers even had just to go. Because hata ukishika Matiang'i saa hizi, si utamwachilia tutapeleka yeye wapi? Siku ngapi utamweka ndani? Where? Hii sheria tuko nayo mpya ya 2010, my friend, is very hard. That intimidation cannot hold. And Danson Omar is also playing well into this issue. He has even to play the politics into this matter because now they are using politics to do this kind of arrest. Now, look at Uhuru Kenyatta. They took his police, his bodyguards. To an extent, they're telling the retired president, you have no choice to make a decision which police officer you want and which one you don't want. It is us to decide what to give you. Hii polisi anaenda kulinda Uhuru Kenyatta. Kwa nini Uhuru Kenyatta asikuwa na nafasi ya kuchagua mtu wa kumlinda? Mnamforce sasa yeye achukue tu watu wenye hajui. So the president refused. He said kama ni hivyo wacha ikae staki sasa. Now some of his long time bodyguard are thinking on how to design and just go and be a private guard to Uhuru Kenyatta. So William Ruto is stranded. He is panicked. He don't know because now even the former president has refused this security. He don't want. So this is a government that is confused, misguided, and that's why you see they don't know what to do. All these things is meant just to stage manage some things here and there because they are totally lost. Ama walikuwa nataka wazike Magoha kama Matiang'i hayuko. Anyway, I don't know your views, but we'll continue to follow this matter. For me, I see people who just want to intimidate others, and they don't have a plan. There is hunger in this country. Instead of fighting hunger, they are fighting Matiang'i. Instead of fighting bandits, they are fighting Matiang'i. Instead of fighting with insecurity, they are fighting Matiang'i. They are fighting Uhuru Kenyatta. They are intimidating everyone. The government, the country, I mean, kitu hakuna maendeleo. Watu wameshindwa kuongoza wa Kenya. So they divert their attention. That is what I can read about all this story. Mambo mengine yote itakuwa ya kuwekelewa. Sababu ndio tujue kuna corruption inapigwa hapa, warudisha ile pesa yetu milioni 200 yenye walipea Rigathi Gachagua.